Okay guys, I am working on my 7-layer dip. I just have an aluminum pan here, and normally I double or triple or quadruple of this because I usually make multiple pans of it and really big pans for large groups of people, because this one is a super easy dip. It's a no cook dip. You can take all the ingredients and assemble it someplace, which is what I did. So what you're gonna need is 1 can. I usually like more than 1 can for 1 season packet. I probably will not use this entire thing of taco seasoning with this 1 can. It'll probably be too strong. Some people like it, but I'm gonna mix half of it and taste it and see how it is, and then if I want more, I'll add more. So you can take either one of the great big cans or 2 small cans and 1 seasoning packet, and all you're gonna do is mix the refried beans with the taco seasoning. You're not going to cook it or anything like that. You're just going to mix it together, and this is going to be the bottom layer of your dip. Next, you can make your own guacamole, or you can buy guacamole. It was just easier for me to go ahead and buy some at the store, so I just picked up some guacamole, sour cream. This is just knockoff Rotel. It's the diced tomatoes with green chilies. If you want something a little spicier, then you can buy the spicy. I get the original or mild, just because I am not a spicy person. You can use any kind of cheese. I'm using the Fiesta blend, just that there's a mix and it is pretty. And then I have black olives that I'm gonna slice up, and fresh cilantro over here in the bag. So I will show you step by step how I do this. Okay, so first step, we are going to take our refried beans and just put them in a bowl. I know it looks absolutely awful and disgusting, but trust me, it is delicious. Even kids love this recipe, as long as they don't see you making it, because they think it looks like dog food. At least that's what our crew has said whenever they have seen it. It's definitely not pretty. So we are going to take the beans and add our seasoning. I make homemade, but honestly, when you're just going on a trip, it's easier to buy stuff and take it with you. So I'm gonna put about half the packet in here and get it stirred up. Okay guys, this is what it looks like, all mixed up. Make sure you blend it really well, especially if you're using a spicier kind of taco seasoning, because if someone bites into a big clump of seasoning, it is not going to be good. I went ahead and just used the whole packet in here. I tasted it, and this is not a really spicy or a strong one. So I went ahead and just blended it all together, and now I'm going to put it in the bottom of the pan, and it's going to be my first layer. Alright, and start spreading it out so you have an even layer. Okay, I actually upsized the pan a little bit. It would have been much prettier in the other pan, but it would have been filled all the way to the top, and I have to transport this, so I figured it'll be a little less pretty in this pan, but it would just work out better. Next, I'm going to add in guacamole. If you are on a budget and you're trying to do this less expensive, then you can buy the guacamole dip, which already has other things mixed into it, and it'll stretch further, or you can do a really thin layer of this, and that's fine. But this is a big thing of guacamole, so I'm gonna go ahead and add this in and just dollop it on here and get it all spread out. Okay, there is your guacamole layer. Now it's time for sour cream. Just add this layer on. And start spreading it out. Okay, I have my sour cream layer, and now it's time for my Rotel, or the knockoff diced tomatoes with green chilies. And like I said, you can use any flavor you want. So we're just gonna sprinkle these all over. And I like to save a little of these to go mixed in with the green and cheese on top, or you can switch the cheese layer and the tomato layer so that you have some green. I just, I mix it up. I just do whatever. So I have quite a few on this layer. And now I'm just going to go ahead and add my shredded Fiesta blend cheese. And get that spread to all the corners. Okay, I have my cheese on here, and now I'm going to add my black olives. And these are whole, these are large black olives, so I'm going to just slice them up as I put them on, so they go further. You can buy the already sliced olives. It's just less expensive if you buy it like this and cut them up yourself. And so you can just cut them up and spread them all over. And if you want to mix in other kinds of olives like green olives or Kalamata olives, whatever you want to do, you can get creative with this portion of it and put green peppers or whatever, but I just like doing black olives. Okay, so now you have your black olives on top, and last is cilantro. And I have found that just taking scissors and cutting cilantro works really well. At this time, if you want, you can add the tomatoes in just to make it pretty on top, and then finish it off with a little bit more cilantro so that you just have all the colors right there on top. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Okay guys, this is what it looks like all done. It looks much better if you have it in a pretty dish. Like I said, we're at camp, so I just have it in an aluminum pan. I don't have any really nice dishes or anything here at camp, but if you're going to take this to a party or you're doing it at your house, you could put it in a really pretty dish and it would look so nice. This is a very impressive looking dip if you show up at somebody's house, especially when you have a great big pan of it. It just looks gorgeous, and no cooking involved. Super simple. So if you're not a great cook, this is definitely one to start with, to try, and you will impress your friends and family with it. My only two tips are: one, strain the tomatoes really, really well, and the olives. You do not want a soupy mixture. You want to have them as strained as possible before adding them in, or it's going to make everything get all runny, and the sour cream and the guacamole will get all like liquidy. So drain that really, really well, and make sure you mix your dry seasoning, your taco mix, in with the beans really well so that you don't have clumps. And then my only other suggestion is you can serve it right away, but I think it just tastes so much better if you let it sit in the fridge at least for a couple of hours before serving. It just chills, and just the flavors are so much better. So I'm going to go ahead and get this wrapped up and in the fridge. And we're having a little gathering here tonight, so I have other things that I'm going to be working on. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and if you have any comments, please leave them below. All right guys, have a good day.